I'm delighted to be joined by top tipster Mark Pearson to go through the weekend's odds. Mark, welcome. How are you?
Yeah, very well. Obviously, the eyes of the sporting world are on South Africa. It starts in about 20 minutes' time. It's going to be very interesting. The odds will change at the moment. We've got a team of traders waiting for this draw because the odds could change somewhat, of course. At the moment, we've got joint favourites, Brazil and Spain at 9-2. England are at 6-1. Now, if the draw can be quite long, boring and drawn out. So if you want to have a bit of an interest and make it a bit more interesting, you can even gamble on the draw. Right, the group of death. This is what our traders have decided is a group of death.
OK.
That's Mexico, Ivory Coast and France. That's 250-1. Now, the
for England to get?
Yeah, that's England's group of death. Yeah, England, Mexico, Ivory Coast and France, 250-1.
OK.
Our traders think the easiest group England can get is England, New Zealand, Algeria and Switzerland. And that's also 250-1.
Right.
We've got all sorts of specials. There's going to be all sorts of specials tomorrow as well because we're really going to start cranking it up ahead of a World Cup. What about an England-Brazil final? That'd be cracking, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Not just on your PlayStation, but a real England-Brazil final. That's 16-1. England-Germany final, repeater 66, even with Russian linesmen. That's 25-1. So it's going to be absolutely fantastic. We'll find out, well, not in a few minutes. It's probably in a few hours' time. Yeah. FIFA like to draw things out, don't they? However, they have got a bit of sauce involved, haven't they? Is it Charlie Theron, as she called her?
I believe so, yeah.
She's quite attractive.
OK, well, we can at least look at that as a draw drags on, I suppose.
Yes.
Yes. Can we talk about the Premier League?
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, we're talking about a World Cup draw, but tomorrow we're going to be focusing on the Premier League. A couple of huge games. 5:30 tomorrow night, City versus Chelsea. Of course, we heard from Mark Hughes there.
Yes.
7 draws on the bounce. Can they make it 8 draws on the bounce? Will that be a good result for City?
It would really, yeah.
The draw is 9-4. City are 11-4. I think that's a big price for City, 11-4. Chelsea are 5-6. 1-0 City, I fancy, which is 17-2, which is a score in 2004 when City shocked Mourinho. That was his first defeat. Adebayor 7-1 to score first. Wright Phillips, what about Wright Phillips against his old club? Yeah, 14-1 to score against Chelsea. I fancy City tomorrow. Not necessarily a win, but I think Chelsea will drop points tomorrow at Eastlands. And obviously that will play into United's hands. Yeah. United's involved at 3 o'clock. Upton Park, they have obviously not the greatest record there in the last few years, but did win there 1-0 last season. Ryan Giggs. Now, Ryan Giggs has been a subject of a huge punt this week to be Sports Personality of the Year. When the nominations came out, Ryan Giggs was 12-1. Giggsy is now 11-4. However, can I just say, I've said it all week, it's a disgrace AP McCoy is not being nominated champion jockey, and it's also a disgrace Phil Taylor, the darts player, the world's greatest athlete in my opinion, 14 times world champion. Why is he not in the top 10? It's a disgrace. I'm not paying my licence money anymore. It's disgusting.
OK, can we quickly rattle through the other Premier League games then as well?
OK.
Before you go mad.
All right. Wigan entertain Wigan entertain Birmingham. There we are. Game, Wigan are 11-10 against Birmingham. Wolves entertain Bolton. If you fancy the 4 greater Manchester Premier League sides, put them all together in an accumulator and it pays 30-1. Well, I mentioned Bolton. Well, of course, all eyes are going to be on the Bolton fighter on Saturday night at Newcastle Arena. He's an absolute shoo-in to win, but defeat will not happen to Amir Khan. He's a different boxer under Freddie Roach. He's going to beat this Ukrainian. This Ukrainian's quite decent. In 31 fights, he's never been beaten. However, Amir Khan is an absolute shoo-in tomorrow night. He is 4-6 to win inside the distance. That is a bet. That is printing money for Christmas. Amir Khan is going to win within the distance, and that's 4-6. If you fancy the rounds, well, round 1 is 16-1. I don't think it's going to last very long, this fight. What Freddie Roach has said, he wants Amir to do rounds 4 or 5, and then he's going to unleash him. So round 5 is 12-1, round 6 is 12-1. Amir Khan will retain his world title, then go and fight in America, and then come back here and fight Ricky Hatton.
Excellent. You heard it here first. Thanks very much, Mark.